Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a question that sounds funny on the surface but carries a much deeper psychological meaning. Why do narcissists have bad breath? Now, we're not talking only about dental hygiene here. We're talking about what that bad breath symbolizes. Stay until the end, because what you'll discover might change how you see narcissists forever. Let's start with the obvious. Yes, some narcissists really do have bad breath. But more often than not, it's not just physical, it's symbolic. It represents something deeper, the internal decay of a person who hides behind arrogance, deception, and manipulation. Their bad breath is the stench of emotional rot seeping through their mask. You see, narcissists spend so much time polishing their external image, the clothes, the looks, the charm, but they rarely nurture their inner world. Behind that perfect facade lies emptiness, resentment, and insecurity. That kind of emotional toxicity has a way of leaking out, even through something as physical as their breath. A psychologist might tell you that this bad breath metaphor speaks to the disconnection between appearance and authenticity. Narcissists live for external validation. They'll look perfect in photos, speak eloquently in public, and impress anyone new. But when you get close, you start to sense something off, something unpleasant. It's like a spiritual warning sign. The same way bad breath comes from decay in the mouth, emotional decay comes from dishonesty in the heart. Narcissists lie to others and to themselves. That constant inner rot creates a kind of energetic stench that people subconsciously pick up on. But let's also look at this literally. Many narcissists neglect real self-care. They might obsess over appearances but ignore the basics like hydration, nutrition, or rest. Their lives revolve around performance, not balance. Behind closed doors, they're often too anxious, too self-absorbed, or too chaotic to maintain healthy habits. When you live off adrenaline and stress, your body suffers. Cortisol levels spike, digestion weakens, and your immune system slows down. Combine that with constant anxiety, and boom, halitosis. Stress literally alters the chemistry of your breath. A narcissist's bad breath, then, isn't just about hygiene, it's about a body reflecting the chaos of a poisoned mind. Their insides are at war with themselves, and the body can't hide it. You can't fake true wellness any more than you can fake true kindness. Ever notice how narcissists often have a presence that feels heavy or suffocating? That's not your imagination. Their emotional energy fills the room, and it's rarely peaceful. They carry resentment, envy, and insecurity wherever they go, and it lingers in their aura like an unpleasant scent. It's the smell of superiority, the odor of someone who looks down on others while secretly craving their approval. Every time they gossip, criticize, or manipulate, they emit that same toxic energy. Their words might sound sweet, but the aftertaste, always bitter. Psychologically, bad breath is a perfect metaphor for projection. Narcissists breathe out their unresolved pain onto others. They exhale shame disguised as arrogance, fear disguised as confidence, cruelty disguised as truth. That breath contaminates every conversation. Even their compliments have an odor. They'll say something kind, but it's laced with control. Like, "You're amazing when you do what I say." It's not genuine praise. It's manipulation disguised as affection. It sounds nice at first, but it leaves a sour taste. And have you noticed how narcissists hate being too closely examined? They'll charm you from a distance, but get too close, emotionally or physically, and they'll push you away. It's because intimacy reveals what they're hiding. You can smell the rot beneath the perfume. Their bad breath is like their lies covered in mints of charm and confidence, but still there when the sugar coating fades. They can only mask it temporarily, and the longer you're around them, the harder it becomes to ignore. There's also a deep psychosomatic connection here. The mouth is the gateway of expression. It's where truth or lies come out. When someone constantly lies, manipulates, or withholds truth, that suppression manifests physically. The body carries that deception, and yes, it can literally stink. Energy healers say that bad breath can symbolize blocked truth. Narcissists are masters of suppression. They never speak authentically, never show vulnerability. That blockage festers until it seeps out, sometimes as bad energy, sometimes as literal breath. Now imagine what happens when you're exposed to that energy daily. The constant criticism, the gaslighting, the fake charm. It starts to suffocate you. You feel drained after conversations with them. That's not a coincidence. They're exhaling toxicity, and you're inhaling it. That's why so many people describe narcissistic abuse as feeling suffocating. It's more than a metaphor, it's real. You can't breathe freely when someone's emotional pollution fills your space. Their bad breath becomes contagious unless you step back. It's wild how much the body tells the truth even when the person doesn't. Narcissists can smile, pose and pretend, but their body always leaks the truth in their eyes, in their tone, in their posture, and yes, sometimes in their breath. You see, the narcissist's life is full of contradiction. They project confidence, but live in insecurity. They demand admiration, but give none. They speak of love, but understand control. That internal conflict builds decay, and decay always releases a smell. Think of their words as air, filled with half-truths and poison. You breathe it in long enough, and you start to feel sick. That's why people who leave narcissistic relationships often describe the aftermath as finally being able to breathe again. Because once they're gone, you're no longer inhaling their emotional toxins. You start to clear your mind, your body relaxes, and your spirit feels lighter. That's your system detoxing from years of emotional pollution. Now, let's be fair, not every narcissist smells bad. Some are perfectly groomed and polished, but even the best perfume can't cover the scent of emotional decay. You can always sense it, that something is off, something unclean beneath the surface. The truth is, when you're fake for too long, it shows. The body keeps score. The soul starts leaking through. And for narcissists who thrive on lies, their entire being begins to emit the energy of deceit. That's why you'll often notice people physically recoil around narcissists without knowing why. It's instinct. Our bodies sense toxicity before our minds do. That discomfort is your intuition trying to warn you. The bad breath of a narcissist isn't just oral. It's moral. It's the result of speaking words they don't mean, of flattering one person while betraying another. It's the odor of spiritual dissonance, saying "I love you" with a heart full of control. Over time, this moral decay becomes undeniable. People start noticing the inconsistencies, the tension, the way their words never quite match their actions. It's like a lingering odor you can't wash away because the truth keeps leaking through the cracks in their perfect mask. The smell of manipulation always finds a way out. You might think it's just arrogance, but it's deeper. That bad energy comes from shame, shame buried so far inside that it festers. Narcissists will never admit it, but their arrogance is just a cover for self-hatred. That inner rot is what the world eventually senses, even if it can't be named. And what's fascinating is this: the worse their internal guilt, the harder they try to cover it. The expensive cologne, the bright smiles, the fake laughter, all of it is perfume for the soul. But perfume fades. The truth doesn't. You can't disguise emotional decay forever. They often brag about being real or authentic, but nothing about them is clean. They lie with every breath. They inhale admiration and exhale deception. Every time they manipulate, they add another layer of rot to their spirit. Eventually, that energy spills out into the air they breathe. The human body and mind are deeply connected. When you're consumed by hate, envy, or resentment, your body responds, your muscles tense, your breath shortens, and your chemistry shifts. For narcissists, that stress never ends. They live in a permanent fight for superiority. Imagine what that does to someone over time. Constant anxiety, sleepless nights, endless comparison. That internal war poisons the system. And yes, it affects even their breath. It's a symptom of the life they built on lies and control. So when people joke about narcissists having bad breath, maybe there's some truth hidden there. Because what you're really sensing isn't garlic or neglect. It's bitterness, deception, and fear escaping through every word they speak. It's the scent of a soul in decay. This stench, follows them into every relationship. They charm new partners, promise perfection, and for a while, everything smells like roses. But soon enough, the same rot seeps through. Their energy becomes heavy again. The same breath of control, the same fumes of emotional poison. It's almost poetic. Their breath, the very thing that connects them to others, becomes the thing that drives people away. Just like their love, it starts sweet but turns sour over time. What begins as attraction ends in repulsion. And here's the truth. People can sense authenticity. When someone speaks from love, you feel calm. When someone speaks from deceit, you feel tension. Narcissists always make you feel uneasy because their words don't match their energy. That's the real odor you're picking up on. You don't have to be spiritual to feel it. Your nervous system detects danger before your mind can process it. That's why you get that gut feeling around narcissists, like something is off, even when everything looks fine. That's not paranoia. That's intuition protecting you. The narcissist breath, metaphorically speaking, becomes their reputation. Over time, people notice. They might not call it bad breath, but they'll say things like, "There's just something about them I don't trust." It's the same thing, the subconscious recognizing emotional rot. And when the mask finally falls, everyone around them realizes what that smell really was: deceit, betrayal, the stench of manipulation. What once looked like confidence now reeks of desperation. The illusion fades, and all that's left is the smell of truth. If you've ever loved a narcissist, you know this firsthand. At first, their presence felt intoxicating. Their words were addictive, but slowly, that charm turned suffocating. You began to feel drained, dizzy, even sick. That was the emotional pollution of being too close for too long. The closer you got, the more unbearable it became. You could feel the contradictions in every word: love laced with control, praise followed by insults, kindness built on guilt. It was like breathing in sweet poison, pleasant at first, toxic in the end. When you finally walked away, it was like stepping outside after years in a smoke-filled room. The air felt different, lighter, cleaner. That first deep breath of peace, that's your body realizing the toxicity is gone. And maybe that's the lesson here. Bad breath is what happens when someone never breathes truth. Narcissists live behind lies so thick they can't exhale authenticity anymore. Every word they speak is contaminated by their need to dominate and deceive. But you can breathe again. Your breath becomes calm, steady, and honest. That's the scent of healing, clean air after the storm. It's what happens when you stop inhaling their chaos and start exhaling your truth. If you ever find yourself wondering, did they ever notice how toxic they were? The answer is, maybe not consciously. Narcissists don't smell their own stench. Their ego blocks it out. But the world around them notices, and slowly, people drift away. It's poetic justice. Really. The very mouth that once spread charm and lies eventually repels everyone. The very words that once seduced become hollow. The very presence that once demanded attention starts to feel suffocating. That's how karma smells. And while they try to mask it with more charm, more flattery, or even spiritual talk, it never lasts. The soul knows when it's polluted. You can't purify a rotten core by spraying it with fake holiness or hollow apologies. So the next time you meet someone who looks perfect, but makes you feel uneasy, trust your instincts. Don't ignore that subtle discomfort. That invisible odor is often the warning sign that you're standing too close to someone whose inner world is full of decay. True confidence smells clean, peaceful, grounded, genuine. False confidence always carries tension. The narcissist's bad breath isn't physical, it's emotional. It's the scent of someone constantly running from their own reflection. You don't need to fix their breath. You don't need to polish their soul. Step back, breathe deeply, and protect your peace. Healing means inhaling only what nourishes your spirit and exhaling everything that once suffocated it. So yes, narcissists often have bad breath, but not the kind a mint can fix. It's the breath of deceit, the odor of emotional rot, and the sweetest revenge, living in clean air again, breathing truth, speaking peace, because while their words may stink of manipulation, yours can smell like freedom. If this video made you think differently about what bad breath really means, go ahead and hit like, share, and subscribe. Someone out there might need to hear this today, someone still breathing in the toxicity of a narcissist's lies. Remember, the cleanest air you'll ever breathe is the moment you walk away. Keep your peace, protect your breath, and never let anyone pollute your spirit again.